What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about top tier commanders for the airship class. If you guys haven't done so already, please go check out my two videos that I've done talking about top tier commanders for the airship and the walker class. Alright, now let's get into the airship class. Now, the airship class is arguably the strongest class in the game in general, just due to just the options that they have in every aspect of the game. When it comes to commanders, research, the faction, their faction is great, and the gear that's available to them for free in the board ship. Uh, and in this video, we're going to be going over at least 4 or 5 airship commanders that are completely viable, that are strong, and that will, that will do well in combat. So let's just jump into it, guys. So I'm gonna start with the strongest airship commander in the game and just work my way down. So let's get to it. So who's the strongest airship commander in the game? Drumroll. Gollum. So Gollum is the strongest airship commander in the game. The damage output from this guy is just so high. This guy does so much damage that it is unrivaled to his other airship peers. So let's just jump into his skills and find out why this guy is on another level. So Relentless Bombardment is his first skill. 20% chance to trigger before next action. Until the next action of the initiator, attack increases by 2%. So the tile that triggers this skill, just the tile, gets a 2% per level attack increase. That's really good. Um, so that's already a lot of damage, with just this one skill. Now let's go on to his second skill, Crush. Now his Crush is a guaranteed hit. If this skill triggers, your attack cannot miss, and the attack and his attack will increase. And I know that this is a 40% skill trigger rate, and the scaling ratio on this skill is also 2%. I mean, that's two skills that increase his attack stat by 2% per level. So if you're going up against the Golem and one of his tiles triggers these two skills on top of each other, your tile will get deleted off the face of the earth. Like, your tile's going bye bye. I've Before I ran a dodge thalamus, I was actually trying to get to focus my gear around survivability. Going a defensive thalamus, like defense, and I go up against golems, and these guys, they just delete you no matter how defensive you can get. Golem will crush you. He will crush you. Okay? So yeah, I mean the only counter to this guy is high leadership and taking one of his hits. But yeah, this guy Golem, his damage output is just off the charts. His damage output is probably the highest in the game with single hits. And you stack Light of Gemini on top of this, and he just does so much damage. So yeah, so that puts Golem in first place for top tier commanders for airship. Now, Rayman follows right behind him, second place. This guy also puts out lots of damage. His first skill, Precise Calculation, 20% chance to trigger, 1% scaling ratio, 1% per level, increases accuracy and crit for all your tiles. So that's really nice. It's a power up for all your guys. 1% per level. That's good. Now his second ability, Deadshot is really good as well. This this turn there will be a normal and extra. There will be two attacks total. So you have your normal attack, and then you have a secondary attack right after that does a percentage of your normal damage, and that scaling ratio on that secondary hit is 1.5%. That's a great scaling ratio. It's like a Light of Gemini built into this skill. So if Light of Gemini were to trigger on top of Deadshot, we're looking at 4 hits back to back. So, or I mean 3 hits back to back. I think I've seen it happen. It's really good. It's really strong. So yeah, that's what These two guys are arguably the top two commanders in the game for Airship, just because of their high damage output. But there are definitely other Airship commanders that are that will do well in combat. So let's just keep going, guys. Takeda. Takeda is also good. His first skill, Fatal Drill, 20% chance to trigger. Attack is certain to hit, and it ignores 2% of defensive boosts, 2% per level. Very great, very good scaling ratio, 20% skill trigger rate, guaranteed hit, solid. And then you have his Will of Steel. I'm not sure what the scaling ratio or the skill trigger rate is on this skill, but this is a power up for all of your troops. It increases your troops' defense and dodge. So, that's good. That's a good defensive. This is a good defensive skill. I've fought against a lot of Takedas, and they're strong. They are strong. So moving on. Blader. Blader is also powerful. His downfall is his pounce. His pounce is not the best skill, mainly because it's not a guaranteed hit, and if you go up against if you go up against anyone who is running high dodge, excuse me, if you go up against anyone who is running high dodge, this this skill will more often than not miss. More often than not, this skill will not hit if you are going up against people with high dodge. Now his second skill, Call of the Hunt. Call of the Hunt is a great skill. It increases all of your troops' attack, crit, and accuracy. I'm pretty sure this is the only skill in the game that powers up your troops for three combat stats: attack, accuracy, and crit. I don't think there's any other skill that does that. So this is really good. This is a great skill. And if this, assuming this skill stacks with each other, it's I'm not sure what the skill trigger rate is, or nor do I know the scaling ratio. He's already been released in our server for a free commander event, but I forgot his stats. But I've fought against many bladers, and they do they do pretty well. Lady and Beast. Lady and Beast is also a great commander. Her time bombs, 20% chance to trigger. During the next action of the target of this attack, a number will die equal to the activator's 1% units. This damage dealt this way cannot exceed 120% of normal attack damage. Now this is a great skill. This is a skill similar to Nico Maruko's napalm bomb. So so what happens is the tile that is in front of you when you trigger this skill, that tile, when that tile attacks you, when that tile attacks you, a number of units will die automatically. They just die, and that's pretty strong. The only downside to this skill is that there's a damage cap to how much damage this thing can do, to how many units can die. If you read here, damage dealt this way cannot exceed 120% of normal attack damage. So one good way to utilize this cap is just to build high damage on Lady and Beast. Just build high attack, And then we have destructive power. If this normal attack is dodged, target is dealt damage again, which cannot miss. So if you go up against someone with high dodge, this skill becomes a guaranteed hit, and that's really good. And on this skill, the scaling ratio is 4% per level. 4% per level. That is really good. That's strong. Oh, excuse me. So now I want to talk about Rogers. Rogers is a commander that was recently released in a few updates ago, and I have yet to see this guy in action. I have not ran across him in Ace of Galaxy, nor has he become available to us in our server. But just going through his skill descriptions, he sounds very strong. 20% chance to trigger before next action. The activator skips this attack. However, the next attack will hit and be a critical strike, and the attack will increase by 4% per level. That sounds very strong. Um, so you may get happy when, oh, he skips his attack, but you best believe that when that tile comes back around to hit you, he's gonna hit you hard. So yeah, a tyrant cometh, and his second ability is it sounds strong as well. It's called defensive stance, and it's a defensive power up for all your troops. If you read here, damage on all of our troops will be reduced. It can be overlaid, meaning that it can stack. So, I mean, I don't know what the scaling ratio is on this. I don't know what the skill trigger rate is on this, but defensive stance sounds very strong. Combined with Tyrant Cometh, it just sounds like this guy is just a bomb ready to go off. This skill triggers, and you just wait for that turn to come around, and it's gonna be hard to kill him unless you're fighting this guy with a golem and you just take him out super fast. But I feel like with this defensive stance, it's gonna be a little hard to take him out. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys. I mean, if you guys have already seen this guy in action, feel free to let me know and let me know how this guy is. But he sounds very strong. And yeah, guys, these airship commanders, they are strong. The airship commanders that are available, they are worth investing resources into and magazines. And a few other airship commanders that I think are pretty strong. Not as high tier as the ones I've already mentioned, but still decently strong are Darurai. Darurai is really strong as well because of his soul burn. His soul burn does the same thing as Lady and Beast's time bombs, but it just has a lower percentage damage cap. So that kind of sucks, but it's still a great ability. And I'm sure this has a higher skill trigger rate because it's in the second. It's his second ability rather than just his first. First abilities typically have 20% chance, but that's not always the case. I'm just assuming here. I'm not sure what the skill trigger rate is. And then another commander that I have yet to mention that is pretty strong is Vega. I've seen some pretty strong Vegas. His first ability makes him difficult to kill. He just gets really tanky, and he recovers HP every time you hit him. So that's really good. And then you have his breakdown. His breakdown is a guaranteed hit, and it ignores 4% of defense buffs. So think of Takeda. Think of Takeda's first ability, but with just a higher skill trigger rate, and that's really nice. And his Easter egg skin is pretty badass, if I say so myself. I love it. I love it. So yeah, guys, airship commanders, you know, the airship class gets spoiled, man. You know, no hate, but I am a little jealous. I am very jealous. You know, Arc developers, if you're watching this, please send some love to the Walker side. Please send some love my way. Infantry, infantry as well. Nah, infantry's OP. They have Stella, but yeah, guys, airship class in terms of commanders, very strong. Wide range of options. I'm gonna just go through them one more time. Top tier commanders, power rankings. All right, Gollum #1. This guy is strong. This guy has maximum damage output out of anyone in the game. He has maximum damage output. Raymond, also also strong, trailing right behind Gollum in terms of damage output. He's strong. Takeda, also a strong commander. Blader, Darurai, Lady and Beast, Rogers. I'm excited to see this guy in action. He sounds very strong. And Vega. Vega is also a relevant airship commander. So yeah, guys. Um, Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Just to give you guys a quick update, I'm gonna be getting a new mic soon. I know my mic sucks. It, my mic currently, it's difficult to hear me. But I'll be getting a new mic soon, so hopefully, so got that to look forward to. But yeah, guys, thank you all for the support, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. I'll see you guys later.